So it's a very good morning here in Mubende Kasenke, and part of our beekeeping project here at Munansi Green Initiative, we have a project called Munansi Hives that we work with communities. So today we are here at a local farmer who is called Peter Musinguzi, and he has some bees here. As you can see, they are cooped up here in a hole. Here, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to transfer these bees so that we can give them a new home in a good beehive. So the bees are cooped up here in a hole. So we are going to transfer them today and then give them a new home. So one of our bee trainers, or our bee expert, as we call him here, he's here with us here today. So you'll be talking to him later, and then he will give you the explanation of what we are really going to be doing here today. What we are trying to do here is that there are some bees here that were cooped up here in a hole. As part of our projects here at Munansi Green Initiative, what we do is that we work with local farmers in identifying these places where these bees are. And when we work with these farmers, what we do is that we empower these farmers by giving them 1 or 2 beehives so that they can start up with their apiary projects. This is a garden where we have some coffee plants and then some bananas. There's some little bit of mixed cropping going on, and also some beans here using permaculture principles that we're always trying to spread here. So here what we're trying to do is that there are some bees that are cooped up here in a hole, and what we'll be doing is giving them a new place so that they can go into this new hive, and this hive will be left here for the farmer here so that the farmer can benefit both from the bees and also have a little bit of pollination. We have arrived almost to where the hive was, because the bees, when they're constructing these natural hives underground, they tend to go a little bit inside the holes. So we had to dig first and then identify where the bees really are. So we're not trying to, as a camera crew, we are trying to keep away, far away from the bees as much as we can, so that we do not really antagonize the bees, because these are really wild bees. So we could set out the bees in the neighborhood and then we cause a whole scene here. So we are trying to keep it low key. We're not keeping our distance and then letting the expert do his thing. But as you can see, there's a banana leaf that is next to him there, and as you can see, he keeps on like extracting some of these honeycombs, I would say, and then he sets them aside here. So what we are looking out here for is we are trying to identify where the queen is. So when he picks up the comb that has the queen, so he will move that comb right into the hive that you see there, that's behind him. So as you can see, we're extracting a little bit of the honeycombs, putting them on the sides and all that. So this is what the process entails of moving bees from a natural environment and then setting them all up in a hive. So as part of Munansi Green Initiative here, we are ensuring how do we increase food security, how do we ensure that our farmers are getting some small local income on the side. So this is how we do it. We empower them with 2 hives or 1 hive based on their capacity or based on the need. So as you can see here today, we are setting up this hive from a natural environment and putting it in a beehive so that this beehive can be controlled and increase food production here, increase coffee production, make sure that this coffee is always on and all. Those are more of the honeycombs, and in these honeycombs we have some bees, and these bees are going to be transferred earlier. Like I told you, they are going to be transferred into our box. So this is a good thing, ensuring that bees have a healthy place to stay, ensuring that these bees, so easily in another setting, these bees would be easily sprayed with all the things, like I would say chemicals and all that. So they would be just sprayed and all that, and then they would die out, and then they wouldn't help the community. But now we are trying to give these bees a home. With all these initiatives that we are starting at Munansi Green Initiative, is to make sure that farmers can have economic empowerment, and also have food security, and also increase food production. So these are a multifaceted benefits that we are taking on as our local farmers. These initiatives will really help us. So we are working together with the farmers to ensure that most of this work is done in the right way. So as you can see, right at the entrance of the bee hive, the bees are taking their new home. They are taking on their new home. When you check out that entrance, you see the bees actually embracing their new home. As we are still trying to identify where the queen is, and I don't know, let me ask our bee expert whether we have identified the queen. Ngabo, queen tujifunye ogirabyeko. So he confirms that he has seen the queen, and that's why you see we are moving all these bee combs right onto the beehive, so that right now all these bees can trust their new place. So we have identified the queen, and it's healthy and really it's a viable hive. So that's why you see we are doing all this placement of the honeycombs on the top of the hive. So we are using a Kenya top bar. This is the type of the beehive that we are using. It's called a Kenya top bar. So as you can see, the bees are really trustworthy. They are checking out their new place, and this is our bee expert Ngabo, and we are having a new hive being colonized by wild bees that we have picked up from a farmer's place that were really in a risky place in a hole. Probably they could have swam up on somebody or an animal, and then this person could have got stung probably to death, or the animal got stung to death. So here it's a win-win situation whereby we are giving the bees a new place and creating more economic empowerment and more food security, more pollination, and keeping our bee population in our community like really healthy and really going. So this is a new hive that has been colonized today, and probably one of these hives is going to be named an African country, so that we can inspire more youth to do more of these projects. And we are having our new hives set up. So this is Munansi Green Initiative, and this is part of the work that we do with communities. So later we'll show you, or we'll talk to the farmer, and then the farmer will tell us how he feels about this whole thing and what he thinks about it. So thanks about. This is Munansi Green Initiative again. So we are having the honeycombs separated from the bees, so that we could also use these honeycombs for something else. So now that the queen has been identified and it's already put into the hive, so this is a new colonized hive. So what's going to happen next is that these bees are going to get to work so that they can build more honeycombs and create a settlement in that beehive. So what we are doing here is we are separating the bees, like I told you, from the honeycombs, so that the bees cannot be taken with us to cause more problems the other side where the honeycombs are going to be taken. And these honeycombs are going to be cooked and turned into wax. So we are making sure all the bees, as you can see, they are smoking the previous hive or the hole where the bees were. So the reason why we are doing this is that we want to have all these bees out of the hole, so that they can really get acquainted with their new hive. All these working bees and the drone bees, because we already have accessed our queen bee, which is already in the hive and being protected and doing more work to colonize this hive. So it's a pleasure to be here today to learn more on how the process is really done hands-on, and I hope people out there can also advise us on what we're doing, what we're not doing right, or what we could do more to like really do more impact with the work that we are doing. So because we are looking to impact more people, have more people join, and how do we do this? And any advice is all welcome. We're always here to learn and unlearn always, as this is part of our mantra at Munansi Green Initiative. Learning and unlearning is really important to us. So as you can see, we have secured our works that will probably we will have to keep it and then turn it into other products with value addition. So this beehive is going to be laid here for some time so that it can settle up. And when it does settle, and these bees have really been acquainted with this new hive, these bees will be moved to a perfect place where they can flourish and also create more impact as we all want. So it's a circular kind of beneficial kind of thing, multifaceted benefits. We give the bees a new home, the bees give us more production, they secure our food security, and that's the whole game, and that's the whole aim of our whole initiative. We as Munansi Green Initiative, working with communities to empower them so that they can lead and also empower others. So we are here at another farmer's place where we are also going to create a new home for these bees. As you can see, this is a different area. The previous farm that we were at had, it was a mixed farm where we had beans, bananas, and coffee. But as you can see from here, this is another kind of permaculture kind of environment where we have indigenous trees growing within this together with this cassava. So this is a different area, and this place is owned by a reverend of the area who is called Mwesigwa. He's a preacher in the area. So this is the place where the bees are cooped up. As you can see, there is some activity of some bees in that hall. Those are some bees right there. So we are also going to create a new home or a new hive for these bees. So from the hall here, we are going to be packing them in here in this new beehive, which is a Kenyan top bar. This type of beehive is called a Kenyan top bar. So this is our bee expert and plus bee trainer who works with the community. We are also looking on how we can empower more TOTs, which is trainers of trainers. So having more people who are trained within this whole process of beekeeping so that they can empower others. So we have to clear some of these branches because the bees chose to put their home in a tree trunk. This is a different challenge, not as the ones that we expected to have from the previous, the ones we got from the previous beehive, which most of them were in a hole. For these ones, most of them are in a beehive. Are actually in the tree trunk. So we have to keep our distance as we did earlier, so that for the sake of the community and animals around and the people, this place is we have to keep our distance, we as the camera crew, so that we do not endanger the community and also endanger us and the animals at large. So as you can see, our expert is taking his time and setting up the beehive so that the bees can acquire and then move into the new home. So this is how we are doing it at Munansi Green Initiative, working with farmers so that we can empower them and also teach them these principles. So this is a coffee, I would say a cassava plantation. that has some indigenous trees. As you can see, there's a guava tree, there's some other species of indigenous trees. This is called Mosambia in our native language. It's a hardwood. That tree that you see there is a hardwood. So, and then there is also another hardwood, organic indigenous hardwood, and this tree where the bees are also is the Mosambia tree, which is a hardwood, a very good hardwood. So we are setting up our beehive here so that we can have our bees move into the new place. So let's just keep it locked and see how we are getting also this done. So this is Munansi Green Initiative. As we always emphasize, is farm empowerment. Today it's a rainy day, and actually this is the best time to work with the bees when it's a little bit cooler and a little bit when the temperatures are low, rather than in the heat, and then when it's all humid and sunny, the bees tend to be wild. But now the bees are a little bit calmer. As you can see, the bees are rotating around our bee expert, and some of them have started entering into our hive, and this is the work that we are doing with Munansi Green Initiative. So keep it locked. Welcome. This is Munansi Green Initiative. So we're going to give you more of what we're going to be doing. So when we come back, you're going to see, because they're going to be digging the hole from where the bees are going to be moved, and then identify the queen, and then move our lovely bees into their new home. So keep it locked. As you can see, our relocation of this hive is really going on well, and as you can see, on top of the hive itself is we are removing the honeycombs from the ground where they have been cooped up in a tree trunk, and we are having them set up on top of this hive so that these bees can trust this new place or this new hive and take it as their own. So as you can see, our bee expert is putting his hand deep down into the ground, and he's pulling out all these beehives as he these bee waxes, the honeycombs or the wax or the bee combs, and then putting them on top of this beehive so that these bees can trust this new place and also take it on as their new hive. So what we are going to be doing later is we are going to identify the queen bee so that we can have the queen bee inside and move it into the hive. So as you can see, as a crew, we gotta keep our distance from these bees because they're a little bit wild. We don't want to antagonize them and put the whole community and everyone at risk, because these bees, you have to take good care of them, otherwise it could turn into another different situation where I have people and animals being stung by a bee swarm. That would be the worst experience. As an individual, I've received that. I don't know how I'm even able to be talking about it. I've been stung by over 200 bees. I don't know how I'm even live. I think that's how I got like really acquainted with them, and that's why I don't get allergic reactions even when I get a bee sting. Like today, I just got a bee sting today, but not really much that has happened to me. I'm still here talking to you, and I'm all safe and sound. So let's see how this goes. Our bees went a little bit to the sides. They did not conquer the doorway, so they do not know where the doorway is, so they have decided to coop up on the side. So what we are trying to do here is have them moved and move them all the way to the door. So that's why you see we gotta smoke them some more, and that's what we're doing so that these bees will move straight to the door. So as you can see, this is what we're doing with our bee expert here. He's having the bees smoked so that he can lead them into the doorway. We already have our queen in, and she was the first to leave site, And so once we have secured her, and she's already inside one of the inside the bees, and she was moved in one of the combs and had her moved into the hive. So now we are trying to have other bees moved all out into from the sides, and those that are still inside the hole to move right into the box or the beehive. So this is what we are trying to do, and keep it locked. We'll get you to back when all these bees are settled into their new hive. Thanks a lot. This is Munansi Green Initiative, and this is the box number beehive number 2 that we're working on today as part of our Munansi Green Initiative hives, and we are going to be leaving this box here with our entrusted or one of our members in our hive, in our Munansi Hives Project. Thank you. The population of our bees on the sides is a little bit decreasing, and these bees are already like, they have embraced this beehive, and most of them are already like moving into the hive, and one by one, or 100 by 100, or 1,000 by 1,000, we will have most of them, all of them later. They will have to have entered this new beehive so that they can colonize it. So the confirmation that we are getting from our bee expert right now is that, as you can see from the top of the hive, this is a bigger colony compared to the one that we previously showed you. So he's saying that this is really a healthy colony, and we're expecting lots of good results from this hive that is going to be left here and entrusted with one of our members from the farmers cooperative, who is the Reverend Musigwa. He's part of this project. So we are trying to entrap all the rest of the bees using some little bit of hook and trap here and there. So directly put the honeycombs onto the door entrance or the entrance of the hive, and then just have all these bees swarm around, and then just come in. So that's how we are doing it. This is Munansi Green Initiative. So as we use this entrapping method, you trap up with the honeycombs, and then you just smoke the bees, and then just move them directly into these entrances of the bee holes. So this is part of a way of ensuring that all the bees have embraced this new hive. So this is a technique that I'm also getting to learn today. This is part of the learning curve, the learning process. So having these bees, as these children have told us that you see here, that have been kind today to show us this place. These children are normally moving here in these gardens, and then they get attacked by these bees. So having to move these bees and making it safer for these children, and also giving this place, all these bees, a chance to have a good home where they can be productive for the community and everyone all together. So it's a multifaceted kind of symbiotic relationship that we are trying to create here, and also has like a circular dependency on all ecosystems, and plus the humans that are living in this space. We are being led to another area where we have some bees, but today we are only going to be checking out the area, just to scout it with the bee expert, in case we come back when it's the right time, because now it's a little bit, it's almost coming to midday. As you can see, the sun is coming out, so it's not good to be risking and going into the bees, because today we were blessed with an early morning where we had rain and when the temperatures are low and there's no sun is not out, the bees are calmer. So that's why we managed to move 2 beehives. So now we are going out to check out another bee colony where these children are leading us to, and this is the family that is leading us to the place. They are going to show us the bees. So as you can hear, the kid is telling us the bees are just up in this anthill here, and the kid was just coming to pick something from the garden, and then she was stung by the bees. So we are trying to see where the bees are, so that later when we have the time, we will come out and move this hive. So this is another third hive that we have seen today, but we won't be moving it today. It will be probably moved the next day or after the other 2 days. So, but here we have a colony of other bees that is going to be checked out by our bee expert. Forgive him, he's really dirty because today has been a rainy day, and moving these bees is not an easy or a white collar job. It's a blue collar job. You gotta get dirty, you gotta get involved. So we are trying to check out these bees and see where the would-be entrance is. So, and then we determine whether it is a viable colony that can be moved to another area. So just having to check out where the bee entrance is here at an anthill is another problem. So we are trying to have these kids move back, because with wild bees you can never tell, anything is possible. So we are not trying to risk anyone. We are trying to have a safe checkout, because what we are doing today is just checking out their health, checking out whether they are not going to be endangered by any predators or anything like that, so that we can lead them safely, so that we can get a box or a beehive or a catch box that will move these bees to their new specific home. So this is what we are doing here today, is just securing a would-be entrance and seeing whether there are no predators next to the doorway, and also determining how the bee colony looks like. So as you can see, that is the seal of the door, and from the entrance we have unsealed it, and as you can see, the bees have become a little bit aggressive at the moment, so I have also to move back.